My name is Martha Denny, and I am one of the founders and board members of the Global Village Museum and International Resource Center. This is a 501c3 focusing on arts, cultural, and intercultural awareness, and it has been started with several purposes: to preserve culture, to create a visible place for people who are of other cultures to feel at home. I have spent 30 years at the university. I just retired from international programs at Colorado State. There's a fairly well-organized core of activities and programs for students and scholars. And for American students going out, there are some services and that kind of thing. However, we hear more frequently than I would like to admit that a lot of people who come from other cultures to this region don't find it particularly friendly. And they also find it difficult to connect. So our goal with the museum is to create, first of all, a visible anchor for culture, and the second piece then is to create, and the one I'm most passionately interested in, which has to do with education and outreach to other organizations. So our long-term goals are to showcase international connections in northern Colorado. It isn't tied specifically to profit or nonprofit organizations or even anyone. It's just anyone who has a passion for this. To educate people about the world and provide a welcoming and globally connected environment. Our near-term priorities are to build and sustain the museum and the collections, and that has been, again, our kind of the concept of an anchor and a visible anchor. But we're working on creating more of a clearinghouse for international, so we start to identify all those people in this community, of which there are many, who have a lot of international skills and would be happy to help and connect, but they don't have a way to do it. And part of it too is to attract more talent to our region and people who are willing to come here. We've heard from CEOs of places like HP and others that they attract people who are different culturally. They get to Fort Collins and they won't stick around because they don't feel like there's adequate support or people like them. And so I think that's unfortunate. So our strategy is to sustain the museum, expand to become a cultural community and regional resource and a focal point. And then the last one, we basically are taking memberships in the museum. I brought a few posters. This is our most recent exhibit that just went up. It'll be up until April. I'm working on a new exhibit on beads and baskets as universal expressions of culture. So if any of you are into that, I'm into bead collecting and have worked a lot in Africa. And please contact me if you're interested. My experience is largely Kenya, Swaziland, where I've lived, and then other parts of Africa. Thank you.
Thank you.